The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
In the spaces, things exist. In the lines that form the network of your mind. Behind the retinas of imagination are the particles and peripherals that made you who you are. Turn off, shut your eyes, and listen to dispatches from outside the box.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Dispatches from Outside the Box, the show that scours the corners of geekdom to inspire you to create comics outside the box. I'm your host, C Michael Lanning, inviting you to come talk, like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody you can, because tonight we're talking about the scourges of the seven seas. Well, one or two of them anyway. We're talking about pirates. And for some reason, pirates in today's culture and previous cultures have been pretty prevalent, and even to the point that we've had kid shows involving pirates. So is that a good idea, Mitch, to have kid shows that involve pirates in a good way?
Yeah. I mean, how many kid shows also involve gangsters and bank robbers?
Well, sure, but they're in a position though, in that case though, but they're in a position where they're usually the bad guy. But when you look at Disney decided to launch a couple of years back, Jake and the Neverland Pirates, and they actually issued one of those service announcements or whatever the case is. But one of the morals is pirates never steal. It's like, well,
that's the whole point of a pirate,
fail, right? It's an epic fail. So, hey, frame.
It's like cowboys don't ride horses. I mean, it's kind of.
No, that never happened. Absolutely not. And they wore flower patterns. Anyway, Mitch, introduce yourself before we get into this high seas adventure.
Hi, I'm Mitch Rogers, horror comic creator from South Carolina, creator of the Boger horror comic book series and the Flesh and Blood collection.
All right. So, are you a pirate fan though? Do you like pirates?
Both in fiction and in real life. I don't admire them at all, but for obvious reasons. But yeah, I'm a big history buff, and there's a lot of cool stories surrounding the actual pirates.
Yeah,
that I always thought were pretty cool. Have you ever heard of Black Sam Bellamy?
Black Sam Bellamy? No, that was new on me.
He was a young guy. Him and his friend started pirating together, and of course they were rookies when they started out, so they didn't know what to do when they were pillaging a ship. So they came up with an idea for them and their entire crew to just basically get naked and just jump on the ship with their weapons. And it's kind of like a shock and awe tactic. Just everyone on the ship's like, why the fuck are these guys naked? All of a sudden they're stabbing people. And
can you imagine going into a bank heist and they're naked? And, it would be off-putting. I get it. But you're saying that But there was a lot of pirates too that were kind of rebelling
Yeah.
at that time against certain governments that were in place.
Yeah, primarily the King of England after I think the Spanish American War or something. One of the big wars that England had over here in the colonies. They hired a whole bunch of privateers, which are basically pirates for the government. Then when the war was over, they said, "Okay, bye, thanks for your service." And
we'll get into that because there's a difference between a privateer and a buccaneer. But yeah, that, and of course there was they hated the Spaniards too.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, but so Jared, is using a pirate as a moral ground a good thing?
Well, we all have to have something to look up to in life, right? And real pirates are despicable, but you got to give them credit to get out there and get naked and rob somebody. You know what I mean? And
That's ingenuity.
Yeah. I want to see that movie because I feel like that could be hilarious. But
it needs to be.
In my opinion, I don't think there's enough pirate films out there. And sad to say, I hadn't even seen the Taika Waititi one on HBO Max. But I want to. I just haven't seen it yet. Yeah. Our flag means death. They're just not out there enough.
Well, maybe the next Pirates of the Caribbean will do that. Pirates of the Caribbean and the Naked Booty. I mean, maybe it could happen.
Well, if Margot Robbie's in it, I'll watch it. So,
so that's what it is.
She's not anymore. They canceled
it. Yeah. Damn it! Just by this much. Anyway, go ahead and introduce yourself, Jared.
I am Jared Lockhart. I'm a big nerd and geek. I love all things pop culture. I love pirates. Especially the Somalian type that kill everybody.
Wow.
No, I don't. I don't agree with it. But I do remember as a child, my grandmother watched the news and there was a pirate attack. So I as a child, I was like, what? So,
because that thing happened in 1700s. Not
I was like
20th century.
I was like, this shit ain't real. What? So, I'm looking at the TV like a wide-eyed kid. I'm expecting to see some pirates, and they're all like these just, really
normal people.
They're normal, but they just look horrible. They look real sickly. They're skinny, and they're just angry people killing and stealing from people.
They were just not exciting. They didn't have the tricord hat. They didn't have the smoking hair. It's you say pirate, but I don't think you mean pirate. Right?
I was like, I'm not going on a cruise now. I'll never go on a cruise.
Nobody was wearing a poofy shirt.
Nobody was wearing that Seinfeld shirt, and that's what I expected to see.
It's just not piracy unless you have the poofy shirt, right?
Seinfeld was more of a pirate than those guys.
He was. He actually had the shirt.
More people like pirates than Seinfeld.
I really kind of wonder if they go around going, "Oh, we're pirates." Is that the thing that they do, or are they just like,
we're pirates.
We're pirates.
I think it's like drug kingpins. No one ever says I'm a drug kingpin. They just are.
What is your line of work, sir? I'm a
piracy
pirate.
I think it's more give us your money.
They do what they do, and they're the best at what they do. Anyway,
taste the sharp end of my sword, matey.
Show us your booty.
Okay.
So are you a pirate fan as far as maybe not necessarily the Somalian pirates, because that's a whole nother thing, but are you a pirate fan?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes. All the way back to the days of Sinbad and the Seven Seas. I've always been a pirate fan. It's always they're good tools for adventure. Because there's good pirates and there's bad pirates. There's more bad pirates than are good, but yeah, it's a nice backdrop for it's always a nice backdrop for good stories.
What do you think of your basis of a pirate? What is your basis for a pirate? Is it the poofy shirt? Is it the tricord hat? What is your basis? It's like a pirate has to have this for them to be a pirate in your mind.
Bad dental hygiene.
Talk about Stereotyping, damn.
So all
we'll be
the
honest.
British folks are
Or
pirates.
missing
Oh!
Everyone back then.
missing appendages.
Everyone. Okay, so by Rodney's logic, everyone back then was a pirate.
Everyone in the South, all British
Hey.
folks.
Oh, Rodney, I didn't think it would be you. I didn't think it'd be you tonight. It's you, Rodney.
'Tis I.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, everybody, how we doing? I am Rodney Fike. I do everything.
A
I
Rodney
write.
of all trades.
I write, I draw, I color, I ink. I would letter if they'd let me.
Man, that's hard.
yeah.
That's hard.
Don't you do your own books? I think you're in charge of that decision.
Nah. No, I'm not
No,
in charge. I'm
he's
not
not.
in charge.
He's not the boss.
Don't say that too loud. She's right over there.
Producer B is the boss. Or is that producer A? I'm not sure.
That's producer B.
Producer B?
Yep.
Only
But anyways,
me, though.
I,
Only me.
I am the artist, writer, everything for Hasm Productions. You can check me out on Rodney Fike Art on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. And also here on Indie Comics Network on Thursday Night Throwdown, Thursdays at 8 p.m., Saturdays for Sketchy Saturdays at 10 a.m., and Mondays now at 3 p.m. for Fike It, Let's Draw.
Like it.
Yep.
And go to Hasm.com and check out all of our books. It's HAZZUM.com.
And might I add, what a magnificent thing you have.
Well,
That you drew. That you drew,
hey,
by the way.
hey, he said it. He said it. I don't want to brag.
It was
but-
rock hard.
It was rock hard and magnificent.
Yes, and what no one knows is Jared has very high standards.
I
So-
do. I do.
And it has to be orange.
For what he's packing.
He is a man of good taste.
That's good. That's it. No, okay, so we have this chat, and this guy over here decides to send me Lazy Town Pirates.
God.
Yeah.
What is okay? Was Lazy Town a thing when you were younger? Surely you're older than that, right?
You don't know what Lazy Town is?
I do know what Lazy Town is.
He's got
I know
children.
Lazy Town.
He's trying
Oh,
to see if
okay.
he knew what it was back in the day.
Yeah, I knew what it was. I actually discovered Lazy Town because of that song. It used to be a GIF on or like a website that you could go to, and it would just play that song on an
Hello,
endless
Carl.
loop.
Was it You're the Man Now, dog?
Hello.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed
So-
that site.
Yeah. So, but that's where. And then right when you said we were talking about pirates, I was like, "Yar, fiddly."
okay. And you can see. Well, you can see here. You can go back in the dispatches and see. I'm not scared of puppets. I'm not. I have a huge amount of respect for puppets.
It's
But when I
baby
see
dolls.
Lazy Town, I question how brave I should be.
You should be terrified.
It's pretty
I am
disturbing.
very-
If there's any pirates to run into on the seven seas that are the worst, it's those ones.
It has, yeah, the rubber
Like-
pirates.
I would rather deal with Blackbeard than fucking Lazy Town pirate puppets.
Rather deal with Cthulhu pirates.
Yeah.
What was the guy? What was the villain's name? Robbie
Davy Jones.
Oh, Davy
Giant
Jones.
chin.
No, he's talking about from
Oh.
Lazy Town, Chad.
I'm talking about Lazy
Oh,
Town.
Robbie
Rodney.
You're thinking
Rod-
SpongeBob or something.
No, I was
Arr,
thinking
me
Pirates of the
mateys.
Caribbean because you said the chin.
Oh,
and
Pirates,
I would-
thank you.
yeah.
That's because
Oh,
I
no,
said
'cause-
Cthulhu pirates.
Yeah, Cthulhu
That's-
Pirates. Rodney Rotten, I think was his name.
Robbie Rotten.
Something.
Robbie Rotten. He recently died too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, rest
Yeah.
in peace, buddy.
Which
had
is
a
sad,
glorious
but I didn't
chin.
grow up with it, so I have no idea.
He
I
always
also like
disturbed
pirates
me.
that don't do anything as well. So,
Chad, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
my name is Chad, the writer of Blue Lullaby from Marcosia Enterprises. It's out now on Amazon. I also do the Shots with Comics on Indie Comics Network After Dark, where we get into a lot of trouble and we're Nita's worst enemy. We're at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday. And yeah,
That's why it
I'm
has to
here.
be after dark, right?
that's why it has to be after dark, because I will show you lots and lots of corn.
Put them children to bed. Shots.
And of course, we're joined by the man. Hey, JD. You a pirate fan, JD?
No, not really.
Not really.
I don't even know why I'm here. You invited me. I was like, "What the f? Pirates?
Ouch.
What? I'm going to talk about everything but pirates." You know,
You talk about
Let's
butt
do this
pirates.
thing.
We're not talking about butt pirates.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I apologize.
That's okay. You know,
He likes the downloading kind of pirates. Pirate Bay.
no, it's
Say he's an
no.
independent creator. No, he doesn't.
No,
Oh, I mean, neither do I.
Pirates are all right. You know,
Pirates, all right. So, I mean, so.
but I'm also like Rodney. I like the Sinbad, that sort of thing. You know,
Yeah, it was definitely my intro growing up with Sinbad.
Oh yeah.
yeah, definitely more fun that era. Although I enjoyed Johnny Depp, he was cool.
It still
Yeah,
is, buddy.
It's I saw something the other day, and they were talking about why he walked like that. He kind of had that whatever sway or whatever, and it looks like a drunkard. But the idea,
Saunter.
huh? Yeah.
It was a
Well,
saunter.
the idea is because he's always walking on a deck.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so he's
While
used
he's
to
drunk.
it.
yeah. Well, no, it's not because he's drunk, but that's partially because he's drunk.
Well, I thought
Why
the
is the
irony
rum
was he
gone?
based it on Keith Richards, who later played his father, which was the irony of it.
I'm sure there's some of that in there. I'm sure there's some of that in there. Oh, JD, go ahead and introduce yourself before we really get into this pirate talk.
All right. Well, I am JD Calderon, the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles and Tall Tales Online. Just fulfilled the latest campaign today, and of course, I'll be launching on Sunday again because why not?
Why not? Why not?
It's what you do.
Exactly, it's what I do. So you can catch me on Sunday nights at Indie Comics Explained, where I talk about indie comics.
Indie comics, yeah.
That's right. And what does this have to do with indie comics? See, explain to me.
Okay. See, why do you always get one? There's always one, right? Okay.
It's always that one asshole.
You
Well,
can't-
listen, that's what I was invited. He said, "JD, come in and be the asshole," and I was like, "Sure, no problem."
We don't have enough assholes on. We need another.
for that one.
Right? I figured.
Damn, fired.
I figured you needed at least a half dozen assholes. I'd complete the half dozen.
There you go.
Because like always, but I'm glad you asked the question because I always like to explain this here on Dispatches from Outside the Box.
He
Our
can't
goal
explain
is
it.
yeah, I can explain. Shut up. Anyway, it is the idea here is to inspire you to create outside the box. There are certain things in your life that have made you a geek. It has not just been movies. It has not just been comics. It has been a whole bunch of things. And so the idea is to just bring up subjects that we could talk about that might inspire you to create maybe a Pirates comic, maybe something that revolves around that. Maybe you
rebelling
want to
against the
make another
government.
Treasure Planet, huh?
Or rebelling against the government.
Or rebelling against the government. Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
so many
Don't
things.
say that
There's
too
so
loud
many
on YouTube.
aspects. Well, there's so many aspects, even to pirating, where, like we were talking about, you said, they were going against the King of England. Beforehand, they were going against the Spanish government. Nobody liked the Spanish government because nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, right?
Listen, those are
So the
fun
idea-
times.
Yeah, well, they thought so, and they had a lot of fun with it for about a couple of years.
It depended what side of the rack you were on. That's all.
But think about this for a minute. You need to create a villain. What better way to do that and then to pull from history of somebody like let's take somebody who's
Step on it.
popular. Well, let's take Blackbeard, for instance. Okay. Everybody knows who Blackbeard is. He only reigned for about 2 years, a year and a half. It really wasn't that long, but he was able to strike terror enough to, kind of
Get a
ensure his
nickname.
place in history. Yeah. Well, he would put hemp in his beard and he would set it on fire. Not necessarily the beard, but pieces so you would smell it. So it's kind of like a it's
high
like
as
a calling
balls.
card, right?
You say he had
When he
his own-
raids and pillages you, you have this nice, calm feeling about you.
It also
You-
looks like he has
you-
dynamite under his hat too.
You smell wonderful, sir, as he's shanking you.
He only reigned for a few years, but he was a pirate for a lot longer. He was a subordinate of Sant. What was his name? Crap. I keep having brain farts. Sorry.
Well, no, yeah, but I mean,
That's
but,
completely.
yeah.
I just completely threw the whole thing off. Sorry.
Of course.
He also birthed one of the worst pirates of the generation, which was Stead Bonnet.
It's because he has a dumb name. Like, if you're gonna be a pirate, be something cool.
Yeah, but so they made a weenie.
What would your
and
pirate name be, Jared?
My pirate name?
Yeah.
See, you put me on the spot. I don't know now.
butt
Curly.
ball fondle.
Curly, because I'm bald. See the irony there?
Well, I mean, but your name's Lockhart. That
Yeah.
kind of leans his way into, you know.
Yeah,
Henry
this-
Jennings is the captain. He
Be
was
the
under
Scottish
before he
pirate.
became a captain.
Oh, really?
Henry Jennings,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because he wasn't. He, like I said, he only reigned terror for 2 years.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really, you know, like 10,
Yeah.
13
Yeah.
years out there.
It wasn't like these guys that, were out there for decades.
Well, to be fair, life expectancy was kind of low back then on the 7 Seas. So
Right, and didn't a lot of those guys? The only way you got to move up was by murdering the guy before you.
That's
Not
possible.
necessarily.
yeah, it's kind of
Well,
like
they
the whole
did have a
Mirrorverse
code.
thing, you know.
Some
Kinda
of
like-
them just,
Kind of like
like
today.
Blackbeard just left and started his own crew. He didn't kill his
His prior captain.
superior. Yeah.
We Goatee took over.
See,
Hey,
why
but
can't we
when
do
they're-
that now? Like, why can't we just kill the person to take their place? That'd be awesome.
That's frowned
Um,
upon.
Some people do that.
They do that. It's just-
Yeah, I mean, it's
Sorry,
not
Rob,
as,
Liefeld, sorry, Rob Liefeld. It has to come to this, but I'm taking your place.
I'll be the one not being able to draw feet now.
he draws feet now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't kill them. We just discredit them and drag their names through the mud in the media.
Yeah.
mhm,
That's what the internet's for.
sure.
That's the 21st century version of
Yeah.
walking the plank.
Keyboard pirate instead of warrior.
Exactly.
Yep. Keyboard pirate.
Character assassination.
Except they'll just run from you if you
I
confront
don't
them.
agree
They
with
won't
your
attack
opinion,
you.
so I'm going to smear your ass all over the internet, sir.
We'll show you.
Just wait.
I'm gonna make pirate porn out of you. I'm sorry, pirate corn out
Watch
of
your
you.
face.
I'm sorry, YouTube.
See, that's why they have deep fake. You can put people's faces on anyone.
Yeah.
In my day, we called that Photoshop.
Now we call it AI Midjourney.
Oh.
Oh, fuck that shit. It takes talent to Photoshop.
It
But
takes
correct
talent
me.
to type words too.
But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Is there anything other than knights that maybe loans itself to fiction as much as pirates do?
Gangsters.
Gangsters.
Yeah. Gangsters, Vikings.
Which is next week's topic, actually.
Um,
So,
Old Western, cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
Cowboys,
Yeah.
yeah.
Vigilantes.
I was going to say knights.
Vikings.
That's why I said knights.
Did you? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah. That's why I said, other than knights, is there any?
Well,
any
wait.
loans to-
The superhero.
Yeah, but the superhero's not real.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
Spies.
Strike that from the record.
Spies.
Superman's not real.
Oh, you did it, Robbie.
I'm sorry, Mitch. Neither is Santa. But-
Mitch, sit down. We have to have a call. Talk.
Yes.
Damn
Sorry.
it. The Easter Bunny?
He's
Join
real.
us.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
real.
that's
I've seen
what
him.
Real.
Easter Bunny's real.
I've seen him.
I've seen
He's
the
big
Cocoa
and pink, and if you eat shrooms, he shows up.
But
Also
yeah,
sounds dirty.
like Brown Dog says, Jean Lafitte saved New Orleans from the British scallywags.
They were scallywags.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, we can take it. We can take into consideration that pirates are usually viewed in a negative connotation, but there were certain, like, okay, Mitch, the difference, and since you know the difference between privateers and buccaneers.
Oh, you want me to answer?
I'm
Sorry.
asking you, Mitch. That's what you're here for, man.
Explain.
Let me remember.
Please explain.
A buccaneer is like a legitimate, like, naval officer, right? In a privateer is basically like a spy or something. I'm essentially like a private. I'm sorry. Let me start over. Okay.
Take two.
A privateer is essentially a pirate that's been hired by a government to raid ships on the opposing side. Buccaneer is essentially like a legitimate naval officer.
Mm.
Well, I think
I might be
buccaneer-
wrong, but
Okay,
What I
so we
found
have the
about Buccaneers
military and
actually-
we have the CIA.
Well, what I've heard about the Buccaneers actually were
Militia.
people that escaped being slaves, broke contracts, abandoned ships, and things like that.
Oh,
So they
yeah.
were more of your pirate. And the privateers were kind of like, you're pirates for hire, right?
Yeah.
But they were not.
Sorry,
any
I was wrong
less-
on the buccaneer part.
But you had the privateer part right, and they weren't any less, scary, because they would do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Nothing scary than a pirate for hire.
A lot of the the earliest pirates, especially around the quote unquote Caribbean, not no pun intended, started off as privateers that basically, like I said earlier, after the war was over, the government was just like, okay, thanks for your service, bye, see you later, and didn't compensate them what they promised, or they went after them so they didn't, privateer for anyone else.
Well,
So
a lot
they
of
got
them
eye
would
patches,
actually give
parrots,
only
and
a
peg
percentage.
legs.
Would only give a percentage to the
Yeah.
government, and they would kind of keep a little bit to themselves.
Yeah.
One that's really popular is Morgan, Captain Morgan. Everybody knows Captain Morgan.
He makes some
It's
damn
rum.
fine rum.
Yeah, I wake up next to a bottle every morning.
So and he
That's
was
called a
privateer.
problem.
Shh. No, it's called joining a pirate crew. Shh.
But here's the thing: what we can learn from somebody like Captain Morgan is
Have a
strategy.
really good time.
Captain, well, you can. Uh-oh. JD put something up. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to be talking about comics, right?
Yep.
This is one of the few comics that I remember from back in the day that used pirate. They were all pirates that used it effectively. It's by Bill Mantlo and Jackson Goyce. Swords of the Swashbucklers. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it, but this was a fun book.
Yeah. I've got the graphic novel.
Yeah. I picked up the hardcover a couple years ago.
So is that a praying mantis?
Yeah, they flew on some ship that was out in alien space, and it's a whole alien adventure. But it was a lot of fun though.
So these were pirates in space.
Correct.
Am I getting that right? Kind of like Cyclops' daddy, right?
Starjammers.
Corsair.
Yeah.
Corsair, yeah, which is an obvious pirate name.
He's
Exactly.
pregnant
So was that-
now.
So was that the plot? They were just pirates and they do pirating things, or was there?
No, to be honest with you, I remember the book. I don't remember the plot.
Yeah.
I don't remember the plot. Listen, I read a lot of books, bro. So I'd have to go back and reread the damn thing.
But even still, though, you took pirates, you put them in space. Sure, okay.
Right, but
that
but my question is this: is like, okay, so we're all creative types. How would we utilize pirates in our stories, right? I mean, I write a story about a magical mouse. Rodney, you do horror, right? Chad, I don't know, what's your preferred genre, if you want to put it like that?
Horror and adventure usually.
Exactly. So how would you utilize this fiction in your stories? That's what I'm asking. So, Jackson Goyce and these guys, they did this whole space adventure thing with pirates. So,
The current script I'm working on right now, my character talks in sea shanties, pirate puns, and also he acts like a drunken pirate as he wanders around the cities. So it's a fun way to kind of break the mold of the pirate theme. But I based them all on just pirate cliches.
Gotcha.
C knows what I'm talking about.
I mean, the themes of the whole pirate thing, camaraderie, treasure, those themes alone have been in various genres to begin with, especially anything with adventure like Indiana Jones. That's not too far from piratism in a way.
Well, it's swashbuckling, right?
He's got a group of people and they're doing adventures and searching for treasure.
Mhm. Yeah. See, I'm sorry for fucking up your show and stealing the topic, but I'm here.
You created this monster.
But here's the deal: is that you just can't wait till the end of the show for us to talk about it. But anyway,
What's the deal with pirates?
well, and that's the thing is okay. So, but I think it's almost generic to just take my my influence of pirates is just take pirates and put them in there, and they're pirates. There's pirates. What I'd like to do is take certain aspects of the pirate and apply that. For instance, they're villainy, but they have a code, despite how villainous they are. What I was talking about, Captain Morgan, you can learn strategy. You can learn conflict from this. You like, for instance, he took a whole town's religion and used it against them, just to hold them hostage, essentially. Was he went in and he kidnapped the nuns, and then he used the nuns as a shield. That's
This guy sounds awesome, and his rum is delicious. This guy's awesome all around.
Making rum.
Yeah, that was like actually his like sales pitches. He would kidnap nuns and have them go and sell the rum. Be like,
but
hey,
that's what. Yeah, there you go. Right?
Yeah,
I
thought the nuns made the rum.
Alcohol industry should do that.
See,
They called it Jesus juice.
the most interesting part of that whole story is that the nuns actually taught him how to make the rum.
See, look at that. That's a whole comic book right there.
Oh,
There you
man.
go.
See, you flip it.
It's, Mary Sue or whatever, Mary Elizabeth warmed the old captain's heart with her rum and her rum recipes and rum spices.
She was a minx.
Morgan was a sweet boy. We taught him how to concoct his rum.
He
He also taught him the fine art of pleasing a woman.
He was misunderstood, but we said.
Wait a minute. We're talking
I like where this is going.
Hey. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on in nunneries, what convents.
Where do you think the missionary style came from?
I saw that
Hey.
Meryl Streep movie. I saw it. Wait, I think I might have that wrong. Anyway,
Let's just say that that convents and monasteries had a strange venereal disease problem.
Oh,
Both of
weird.
them.
Huh. And they were all virgins too, and they kept getting pregnant.
It was okay because it was a church, house of God, so it was
it
okay.
was immaculate conception, right?
Yeah.
It was.
It's a miracle.
Again and again and
I
again.
think I had to put this on for me. Hold on. Anyway,
Anyway, back to pirates.
but that's what I'm saying. And when you look at that, okay, and also Captain Morgan held the city hostage, held the whole city hostage. Got his ransom. He gave the governor a dagger, right? He gives the governor a dagger and said, "Okay, I'm coming back." It was so easy to hold the city hostage, and he's a privateer. He's not like just a haul out, badass pirate, right? He's a privateer. Of course, he is a badass pirate, but he gives the governor a dagger, and with this dagger, what he does is he tells the governor, "I'm coming back next year because it was so easy to do it. I'm going to do it again next year. Just keep the whole city hostage." And the governor ended up paying him more ransom, just so he didn't come back.
He had a whole year to prepare. And he
Didn't
just
matter.
Like,
Didn't give a damn. It was
treasure.
easier.
Oh,
But
he
these are-
was apparently he was a legal pirate.
Yeah, he was a privateer.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah,
What
he
made
did
you a
have a-
legal pirate? And
What did
an
they say?
illegal pirate?
A legal pirate was hired by the government.
Was it a
so yeah,
short stop and a
privateer,
sudden
so-
stop, right?
Have you ever read One Piece? They'll explain it.
Yeah. One Piece.
It's
Yeah, that's
great.
accurate.
The very pirate.
It's the
But it's
that is
still
the
pirates,
if you
though.
want to learn about history of pirates, just read and watch One Piece. It'll
it
educate
really
you all
teach you
about
that?
pirates.
Just
Yeah,
just
everything.
Because as we all know, Blackbeard
Yeah.
had that magical fruit that made him
Yeah.
elongate.
Yep.
just like Western
Luffy.
medievalism, the Japanese will teach you everything you need to know.
Correct.
I've never read it. I tried to watch the anime. I admit it's not my speed. I hear it gets better after 50 episodes, but I don't know.
I don't have that time.
But I don't know. But
It
so
only-
does it really go into the history of pirates and things like that?
No.
you're just-
no, God,
Damn it,
no. No, it's one of the
The
biggest.
fact that
it's
you
like-
believe Chad,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
a
no, but
hilarious
okay,
bit.
but you can still
It's
have
like,
an alternate.
it's like watching
history.
Full Metal Alchemist and saying, "I know Hermeticism."
No, but they do have like Blackbeard, Whitebeard, and they do have all those pirates in there. But no, all of them are just like
This is bullshit.
monsters
Thanks
and
a lot,
other
Chad.
bullshit. Yeah, but
Thanks for making me look like an
Actually,
idiot.
now
Joe.
I'm kind of interested. Is there like a history of Pirates anime or manga? I want to look that up now. Netflix actually has a really good documentary on pirates. The
Pirate Kingdom or something.
Yeah,
it's
Pirate
really
Kingdom.
good.
Yeah, where it's acted out and everything with historians.
Yeah, the girl that plays Anne Bonny. Whew.
Yeah.
Anyway, pirates.
Pirates. Well, that's another thing too. Is you could take from pirates is the fact that pirates were like one of the first to have gay marriage. In actuality, I learned that today.
Yeah, so did the Navy.
Yeah.
That
don't
was
ask,
a pirate.
don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Don't
well,
ask,
no,
don't tell.
With pirates though, is they could actually be in that type of a relationship, and if one pirate died, all of his stuff would go to his partner. So it was an actual union. So
it's just like today with insurance claims, you get all the treasure.
And just like today, some of those deaths were kind of planned out.
I wanted her PlayStation 5. She's dead now. It's mine.
I think it was a French governor or what have you. They were very disgusted by hearing about that, right? So what they ended up doing was moving a whole bunch of prostitutes to the shore, right? So that the pirates would come in, and instead of actually leading to less, I guess, gay marriage, it led to more threesomes. So it's just kind of went.
Pirates were a rowdy bunch.
Wow. Who would have known you put a bunch of horny girls with a bunch of horny men?
Why stop at 3? There's 12 of us here.
There's 12 of us and 13 of you. Let's go.
I call that a party.
Let's go. We got some rum too from Captain Morgan.
and a nun for some reason.
This whole party's going on. He still has his leg up on that barrel going, yes. I did this.
That they don't actually show the real logo on the bottle. It's really just a huge orgy around him.
Yeah, because it'll take forever to put that thing on a bottle.
So let me ask this question. I just see this here. Would you consider the original Guardians of the Galaxy a form of pirates?
I'm not familiar with all that much.
Are we talking about the movie or the comic book?
With Charlie
No, we're talking about the comic.
With Charlie and
Yondu.
In a way, actually, yeah.
But wait a second. But all right, you said the comic?
Yes.
Now, which Guardians are you talking about?
The original
1970s?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first iteration. Where you had Yondu. Well, maybe it's not the first one. How can I keep up with that?
Yeah, hey, Yondu.
Starhawk, Charlie 27.
Yeah.
Well, weren't they freedom fighters? Weren't they fighting against the Badoon?
The Freedom Fighters had Uncle Sam and Doll Man in it.
No. I'm talking about they were freedom fighters, not the freedom fighters.
I know.
Yeah. They were rebelling against the Badoon invasion of Earth, and they in like Charlie 27, or they had all these different powers because they were from different planets in the solar system, and that's how they got their powers. Do you remember that? So I don't think they were pirates. I think they were rebels.
More rebels.
Yeah. I think the current iteration would be with what you see with Yondu and the stuff in the movies. They're closer to pirates in that version.
Yeah, the Ravengers and things
like that. The
Ravengers,
yeah. I think those guys are more closer to pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, they would probably what they would be based off of, in that respect is the pirate model. The horns. What was it called? In the volume 2, the horns of blah blah. Come on, Chad. I know you know this.
I'm not familiar with the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm not. I'm talking about the movie.
Oh,
volume 2.
I know what you're talking. I don't remember the name.
I don't.
The only thing I remember is Kurt Russell played a planet.
Yeah.
Ego.
Planet.
Kurt Russell. He can technically do anything.
And his mom banged it.
And he did do anything too.
Okay, but was that so bad? Okay, now everybody knew Ego as a planet. When you heard Ego was going to be played by Kurt Russell, and you saw how he was anybody upset by that? Really?
I was just hoping he didn't have a big head.
I was hoping he was the whole planet.
Yeah,
but he is though, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I wanted him to be like the whole planet the entire time, and he just floated around.
See, the only thing that bothers me about that whole Celestial bit, how they changed Ego into a Celestial, was he doesn't look like the other Celestials
Yeah.
that have been introduced. So I don't know if he's an actual Celestial or if he was just using that term as a cosmic being. I don't know.
I don't think Disney Marvel knows what the fuck they're doing. So I just
Yeah, I think
I
they're
know
going to
what-
probably use the term celestial as like a blanket, term for those types of characters.
Right.
Eventually, when you see Galactus, they'll probably refer to him as a celestial.
Speaking
But
of
the
pirates,
bad
let's
you
talk about
can't do
Disney.
that though. But you can't really do that either because you have in the Eternals pretty much introduced the Celestials. Guardians of the Galaxy, there wasn't the Celestials though, was it? It was
No, they had Celestials in.
No, there was
Was
the
it-
Yeah,
it was
the Celestials.
yeah, it was.
and-
Yeah, it was the Celestials.
There's
So
a
you
big
can't really say
Celestial in the water that no one ever mentions in any other Marvel movie in Phase 4.
Yeah,
She-Hulk,
see,
they mention it. So
I dare you go watch it again.
And what?
But Eternals,
Yeah,
no,
you hate me for this, but I actually like Eternals. So.
no.
You hate everything, but you like that.
What did you like? What did you like? She-Hulk?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I liked some of it.
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I like She-Hulk actually.
I
enjoyed
like
it. It was
I
alright.
like that they tried to have it as comic accurate as possible
Mhm.
with the whole fourth wall breaking. I liked that, but I did
Mhm.
not like the ending where they were like, "Fuck it, let's just be
Go
weird."
hard on
I
it.
did not like that. I didn't like Kevin. I didn't like them just rewriting the ending because I felt like they didn't have a plan to begin with, so that's why they rewrote it right at the end. Because there was no plan. They were just like, hey, let's do She-Hulk and put Abomination in it and see what happens. It just seemed like a mess, a jumbled up mess by the time you got to the end of it.
Did your
That is
eternal
true.
being?
I mean, yeah, that's true. You can.
But he wasn't
Abomination.
really
I guess you can
eternal.
say he did have a big head.
You can't call him eternal because he had a beginning, right? He talked about like he had a beginning, so he wasn't eternal.
Well, even the Eternals had a beginning.
Why are we talking about a terrible movie?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't slow.
You can
Some
go.
of it.
You can go to Pirate Bay and download Eternals if you really want to watch it. Do not spend your money on Eternals.
It wasn't that bad.
but Chad, we're talking about it because the host enjoyed it. That's
Oh well, I gotta leave now.
I'm still trying to understand what Eternals is with pirates.
See, I had very low expectations of you
Because
already.
the Eternals were pirates. See, they whatever the hell they wanted to do.
I thought there
They
were
could have had a
people
whole
that were
segment with one of them as pirates, and they failed. We could have been talking about that right now.
Yeah, Shadowcat has a team of pirates right now, the
The
Marauders. That book was terrible.
I love
hated it.
Shadowcat.
I do too, but that was a terrible book.
I like Shadowcat too 30 years ago.
Aww.
But,
Yeah, and will somebody please kill the Marauders for good and get rid of them?
No, we have to make them sail around and be angry people with guns. It was such a bad run. Is it Jerry Conway?
You know what?
I
that
gave
was a-
up on that kind of
Jerry
stuff a long
Dugan.
time ago.
Jerry Dugan.
It was a bad run when they were out when Claremont wrote them in the 90s. It was so tired. Jesus,
Yeah.
they kept bringing them back.
Really?
Yeah, it sucked.
Oh well, now they're pirates like Nightcrawler, because he's a
Because
pirate now.
Claremont
And
wrote
speaking
for
of
so
pirates-
long that he just got tired and kept recycling his ideas. So
Well,
Yeah.
when they first introduced them, it was interesting because you thought there was going to be something there. And then 87 issues later, you realize that it was nothing. And it was just like, it just made him even weaker. And it's like, and he kept bringing them back and bringing them back. Like they're these badasses. And they just got their asses kicked every time they went up.
because they're the bad guys.
Yeah, they're you know what? They're nice to draw. They're techie. They're clicky. Whatever. It's just they're just so boring. It's just
And now they have Emma Frost on their team, and it's like, why?
well.
Oh
because-
my gosh.
Tits.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Pirates and comic books. And hold on. Let's let you see this. You'll love this, chat.
I like the cartoon Pirates of Darkwater.
That was good. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Is that streaming on anything?
You know, I don't know, Mitch. I wish it was because it's probably bad now, like a lot of stuff that I watched growing up is.
Well, when
But
you're a
I
kid,
just-
you look at things
yeah.
different.
Nightcrawler.
Strange how they don't have pictures.
Okay,
Yeah,
but is it
weird.
Nightcrawler? But yeah, well, that's because my
Nightcrawler
computer
is a
says, "Why are you gonna point that out?"
swashbuckler.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he doesn't.
But
do
doesn't that? But
fire
doesn't
things.
that? But in essence, doesn't that pretty much fly in the face of who Nightcrawler is?
Well, no, because from his introduction, he was described as being a huge fan
He's
of
very
Earl.
religious,
Earl
but he
Flynn.
likes adventure.
Yeah, he
That's
was
it,
a big
yeah.
fan of Earl Flynn and
Yeah.
Zorro.
And it wasn't
and-
piratism that he
yeah,
enjoyed; it was the adventure.
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, he was a
the actual-
swashbuckler.
yeah, a swashbuckler.
Yeah.
So
He was because I think they like Alan Davis did a whole bunch of covers with him doing, I guess, aping what is it, John Carter of Mars,
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? So I mean, and he looked great. I mean, and the comics were fun.
Yeah. An interesting note on that. Nightcrawler was Dave Cockrum's favorite of the new X-Men, so he always put him center stage. And when John Byrne took over, John's favorite character was Wolverine.
Right.
So they kind of pushed Nightcrawler more in the background and brought Wolverine more to the forefront, and then Wolverine really became Wolverine.
and now Nightcrawler is, well, he's there.
Hey, has he
Isn't that
gotten
the
over
case
the
with all the
whole?
X-Men?
Has he gotten over the whole resurrection thing yet? Because that was really bothering him for a while. He's like, I don't like all this because I'm religious.
I mean, considering the fact of what's going on in the island right now, where they're reviving all the X-Men, I'm pretty sure it doesn't bother him anymore.
He got over it.
So he's like, you know what? I can't win. Just gonna, I'm gonna go. I'll deal with it later. There's no more evil X-Men either. Oh, and Kosar, Cyclops' dad.
Corsair.
Yeah, him.
Quasar.
He's pregnant with a brood, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, so's
Yeah.
the Joker. I mean,
Yeah.
Joker is pregnant now too.
That's the best pirate story ever. No, that is very.
See,
that was
when the
very
Starjammers
confusing.
came out, I think
No.
the idea was a lot cooler than how it came out. Because space pirates, that's awesome. But the
Mhm.
follow through, it just I didn't care for it too much. The
Well,
whole
I mean-
idea of space pirates is awesome. if you
That's
think
Chris
about it.
Claremont. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
And that's a lot of his
Whoa.
ideas. He started it out brilliant. Every storyline started out brilliant, but then he just didn't really know where to go with it later on.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't good with endings.
No,
No.
not at all.
We'd have 14 subplots, and they would just run forever and never end.
Yep.
Yeah, but yet he is a creative genius.
So he wasn't.
Please
yeah.
don't ever say.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I was
that is
being
without-
facetious. I'm sorry.
No, but-
I got into an argument with him about Legion
Mhm.
on a Facebook thread because I was like, it's awesome, even though it's not really like the source material. And he just wrote this whole novel tearing me up about how it's closer than anything that he's ever done on film. And I'm like, did you read your stuff? Because that's not what is on film right now. It's a cool show. I like it. I'm not talking
Right.
shit. It's just not what you did.
It
in the
also
book.
did know how to.
Well,
Thanks
see,
for
he
liking
liked
my
it.
show, you piece of shit.
Yeah, he had this whole novel that he just tore into me, and I'm like, oh my god, Chris Claremont hates me right now.
Apparently, that's a badge of honor.
Just another notch in his belt.
I tore
I don't
apart
know.
Jared Lockhart. Great.
I expected it from John Byrne, but not Chris Claremont. But
I'm sorry. Maybe you should go write more Star. Maybe you should write the Starjammers and do it better.
I didn't say I could do it better.
I mean, you probably could.
No, I don't.
if you could write a good ending, you'd do it better.
Yeah,
Then he would hate me.
he already hates you apparently.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
What's funny is he probably doesn't remember that at all. So
I'm sure he doesn't. Why would he? It's like-
I just thought it was hilarious. I'm talking good about the show. The worst thing was saying it wasn't like the source material. But whatever.
The Barbarossa Pirates.
The Barbarossa Pirates. It said Elder Barbarossa began working in a legitimate sailing business with his brothers. It always seems to start legitimate, but then it gets really out of hand, doesn't it?
Yep.
Every great story does.
Every great story starts with a salad.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of these guys is what you were seeing is like, for instance, the Spanish government going what they were doing at the time, the King of England and everything. So we get this. Yeah, there were marauders and there was bad guys, but then there were some of these guys that just they were doing it to get back. They were the rebels. So what makes them different? We call them pirates. Or what makes them different than the vigilante that the Batman or whatever the case is?
Well, I would assume that
There was a
vigilantes
Batman
is
Right?
one person, and
Well-
the pirates are like multiple people.
Well, and the thing with pirates is, unfortunately, most of them ultimately lose, and throughout history, the winners always write the history books. So
Yeah, if they were Batman, then they would just win, but they're
they're
not.
they're going to be
I mean,
painted in
it was a
whatever.
Batman pirate look, right? So
I don't think
Grant Morrison
pirates would
wrote
look cool running around dressed like a bat. But,
Have you
That's-
read Return of Bruce Wayne?
I mean, there is a Batman pirate.
Yeah, there is
pirate.
Batman.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, there was in
Flip flop
Elseworlds.
through history. Yeah, caveman, Batman, pirate, Batman.
It's Return of Bruce Wayne. It's Grant Morrison, and it's okay. I mean, I liked it. It's fine.
There's also an Elseworlds story in the 90s where he was a pirate.
Really?
Right, yeah.
I don't remember that one, but I have no doubt.
It was illustrated by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Oh, I love him. I'm surprised I haven't heard of it.
I really hope I got his name right,
Is this
though.
it?
I think you did. Yeah, his template was the basis for all DC art back in the '80s,
Yeah.
like Kirby was for Marvel.
They gave him a beard
Oh, there he is.
because
Yep. They give him a beard.
Batman leather wings.
That's it's
Would you
Batbeard.
reimagine the Batman story as a pirate's tale from the ground up? After Bruce Wayne's parents were killed, he became Captain Leatherwing of the ship, the Flying Fox. He is assisted by his servant Alfredo, and an orphan boy who becomes Robin Redblade.
Alfredo
So we're
sauce.
leading a little bit too much into it. Together, they commit piracy on behalf of the king, facing off against rival pirates like Captain Felina and the Laughing Man. I wonder who that was. There was a time that the actual Bruce Wayne was sent back to prehistoric era and was forced to jump through time to make his way home. One of the stops finds Batman face to face with Blackbeard, not the Thing, if you know what that means, who believes
What?
Batman to be the infamous Black Pirate. Oh yeah, you didn't see that?
No, I meant
Fantastic
not the
Four
thing.
#5 was a milestone issue for Marvel Comics. A milestone issue.
The Thing became a pirate?
Blackbeard.
Primarily is known for the first appearance of Doctor Doom, perhaps the most iconic villain in the Marvel Universe. The other reason that Fantastic Four is remembered is that it turned Thing into a pirate of legend.
That sounds awesome. I want to read that.
It doesn't hold up. I hate to break it to you.
Ah,
It's awesome, but it
Do
doesn't
not
hold
tell
up.
that to Glenn Fleming. Whatever you do.
It's pretty to look at. I will tell you that, but that's about all.
Did they
it's got
like
going for
launch
it.
him? Do they like put him in a cannon and like launch him at ships? Because that
Dr.
would be
Doom's somewhat bizarre plot
awesome.
in Fantastic Five #5 has him taking Invisible Girl hostage and forcing her male teammate, Mr. Fantastic, the Human Torch, and the Thing to go back in time and steal a certain treasure chest from the infamous pirate Blackbeard.
And then
Yeah.
then the Thing beats him up and steals his beard. Or Thing
The
grows
Thing
a
does
beard.
so well as a pirate. Wait, hold on. The Thing does so well as a
Oh.
pirate that the rest of the ship's crew cheer for him, not knowing his real name, and they all start calling him Blackbeard, and then slowly curse the Fantastic Four that, though through the fun of time paradoxes, the
It's
Thing
so
is
fun.
actually the Blackbeard of history that they came looking for.
That's how time travel works.
That sounds
of course, there's
awesome.
no explanation to ever teach the actual Blackbeard of history. So
I'm sad that doesn't hold up because that sounds awesome. I
Yeah,
totally read
yeah,
that.
and if he took over the role of Blackbeard, then was he the one that was beheaded and hung on a pike of the ship? And
I used to have the newspaper print omnibus of Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, and I'm going to tell you that as cool as that sounds, it doesn't hold up, but it does look pretty.
I'm sure it does.
Makes me sad. No, I'm sad.
I'm thinking
then
at the
there's
time in the
another-
60s, Stan Lee was an amazing writer, but it doesn't hold up.
Well, okay, but you think what they're trying to lean into though at that time, as you think of the Errol Flynn movies, the pirate movies, those things, the swashbuckler and everything. So they're playing into that. I mean, it's a new book. It hasn't even been out for half a year at that point, right? It's only number 5. So they're trying to bring readers to the and it worked. It worked, right? I mean, look what we have now. Hopefully we'll be able to see that in the movie when Dr. Doom shows up. So
One can only hope.
We're gonna see
He's got Sue Storm tied to the train tracks, twirling his mustache.
the Thing is gonna run out dressed as Blackbeard. Don't worry, Sue. I'll save you. Arg.
I'm kind of
And they're
dreading the next Fantastic Four movie because every time I try to do a Fantastic Four movie, it's
Oh, we know. The only one that was good was the one that was
Don't
never
say Roger
released.
Corman. Don't say Roger
Yeah,
Corman.
that one
are
was
you
great.
serious?
well, it was
Yeah.
good for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable to watch. I'll say
Yeah.
that
It's
compared
really
to
fun.
the other ones.
Yeah, it's fun to watch with friends. So it is fun to drink and
Drunk or high.
drunk. So
Or both. Why stop at one?
There you go.
you're a pirate. You can do whatever you want. Do all drugs and alcohol.
Talk about Disney, but they like doing great family adventure flicks. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. The kid in me is looking forward to it.
Love the
So we have
Phantom
here. I want to stop here for a second and look at William Kidd here, because there's
There's no picture. We can't really look at it.
there's no picture, but I'm going to tell you about William Kidd.
Oh,
William
okay.
Kidd is probably the only one that actually buried his treasure. And that whole thing about them looting and they have the gold and the pirate ship and everything. And what really kind of sticks out for us as pirates now is more of the stereotypes than it does the actual, pirate. But William Kidd decided that, he was going to bury his treasure. Well, one of his crewmates actually dug up the treasure to use it against Kidd, which ended up getting him killed. Basically, he buried his evidence against him as a pirate. And somebody used it against him. So it wasn't a good idea to really bury your treasure. It always reminds me of that. If you haven't watched Narcos, I think of Pablo Escobar burying all his money and then coming back and finding it all rotted and just no good. I mean,
The idea was solid, but the whole wasn't.
Well, paper currency is worse to bury than like gold and silver. I'm sure.
Right.
Right. If you want to bury a treasure, you need to ask the Knights Templar how to do it properly.
And then the Catholic Church will kill you.
They don't have to know.
But they didn't kill them all.
so this guy right here, Charles Vane. Now this is interesting.
Anyway,
and that's what I'm saying. You get the inspiration that you get from here doesn't necessarily have to lead into pirates, but you can also take from their lives. And here's the thing: is Charles Vane survived. He was a bloodthirsty pirate. He was well known. Survived a hurricane.
He was only 31.
Yeah, he survived a hurricane.
And we didn't have back problems.
Ended up getting shipwrecked. Washes on shore. It's like, oh, thank God he's washed on shore. He's safe, right? Somebody recognizes him and then hands him over to be killed. But there's like several instances, and I can't remember all of them, where he's like, he's hung. He doesn't die. Somebody recognizes that, and they take a cutlass and bury it into his
Carotid artery.
No, it wasn't an artery at all. It was his
shoulder, breastplate,
no,
Right
Rib.
there. Right there.
Just
Yeah,
right
right
where you're
here.
pointing.
Collarbone?
Right
collarbone.
collarbone. Clavicle.
That's the
Thank
first thing
you,
I
Michael.
said.
This is a great charades
I didn't
party.
hear you, Chad, sitting over here talking about shoulder and
I won because I said right there.
Bro, you're just pointing. And
I was
for
about
like-
to say man titty. I didn't want
What
We're really bad at charades. I can tell you that.
We'd make
Well,
horrible
Rich got it,
pirates.
obviously. Have to go back and watch it.
Wait, what? Is that supposed to mean something?
Jared, we would make terrible pirates.
Stab him right there.
right there, right
Where?
where?
No, there!
There.
Up to the left a little.
But I mean, look at this guy's life right here, though. Cast off with the loyal crew. He started fresh, only to be marooned in the Bay of Honduras, where he lived on fish and bananas. This guy was a fucking survivor. He was a survivor.
Well, yeah,
Nobody
it's
liked
protein.
him. He's a survivor. One passing ship refused to pick him up except as a prisoner. The captain said he knew him instantly because nobody knows how to freaking spell check this shit. He knew him instantly and threw him over. The next passing ship didn't recognize him at first, but soon he was spotted and hung shortly thereafter.
And then they stabbed him right there.
Yeah, it said they hung him. It didn't say he died. You can assume that, but the guy's been hung before and lived. So who knows? Anyway, we're going to take a couple of bumps and then we'll be right back with
Hell yeah, get out the cocaine.
Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Join Nita, Lanning, and me on the Ragin' to the Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Ragin' 2 channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.
Hit the button.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Cast the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
Good.
In the middle of the night or early Friday morning, depending upon where you are in the world, a group of experienced comics professionals get together to examine and instruct about the art form that they love. That's great comic artwork on Comics by Night, Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, here on the Indie Comics Network, indiecomicsnetwork.com.
What was that? This is not a charade.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comics Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
All right. So like I was saying, of course you had the we've come to the point where stereotypes have pretty much ruled our opinions on what pirates are.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's what most people are. We are kind of more in love with is more of the parody and the stories and legends of pirates than the actual pirates themselves. In my opinion, honestly.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I like the lies too.
Yeah, I like the big Kraken stories where the big octopus comes up and beats up people and has them away with them.
Everything Sinbad did and went through, that was real.
Yeah, all of that. And like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, that's one of my favorite games.
That is a brilliant game.
It's so good. It's beautiful.
Yes.
I like the fact that Stead Bonnet's in it, and Blackbeard thinks he's so annoying. He gives him a crew and a boat and sends him away.
It's a great thing about Assassin's Creed. It's history.
Yep.
But it's not true.
No, none of it's true. but no, and that is a true story that happened with Stead Bonnet. He was such a terrible pirate, or he's just so annoying. Blackbeard said, "Here's a ship, here's a crew, leave." And now he has his own show, Our Sails Mean Death.
So that's what that show was based on.
Yeah.
I've watched a few episodes of it when it came out because I do like what's his name?
Watiki.
Nope, not him at all. No.
I knew it wasn't. That's why I didn't say it.
No.
The other guy, the main guy.
I can't think of his name either. He was in the new shit. Those movies.
Thank God we have the internet to look it up.
With Jack Black and The Rock.
What?
Yeah, with Jack.
He's in those movies.
The Jumanji movies?
Yeah,
Jumanji.
movies.
Yeah, he's in those. The new ones.
There's only one Jumanji movie, and it had Robin Williams.
I said the new ones. I didn't say the real one.
Reese Darby.
The new ones don't exist, in my opinion. There's only one Jumanji movie.
Oh, the new one. I like the first one. I thought that one was pretty good.
I like the new ones.
I haven't seen the second one.
I haven't seen the second one, but I thought the first one.
I feel bad for you guys.
Those aren't pirate movies, though.
But you look on here, and these are supposed to be.
You can pirate them, though.
For some reason.
If you want. I mean,
Well, the guy in the first one, I guess, could be considered a pirate, right?
No.
I mean, he had pirate intentions. Bobby, Ant-Man's, the guy from Ant-Man.
The guy who played Yellow Jacket, the guy.
Paul Rudd?
No.
Bobby Lang?
Michael Douglas?
The other guy?
Oh my God.
Really?
The one that was the cop that put him in jail?
Oh,
he's in everything.
The guy with the magic tricks.
You know why you don't?
Yeah, the
old
FBI guy?
Patrick Harris?
No, the first guy.
I think you might have to do this thing. It's called go to imdb.com and just look.
Bobby Cavanaugh, man.
Bobby.
Oh.
Like right, we're supposed to know that.
Yeah.
Like who the hell is that? That's that guy in that thing. Did you ever see that documentary? Go see the documentary. That guy in that thing.
Seen him once
This
in that
guy,
one show.
damn it.
Movie.
Cavanaugh.
I don't see anything.
Coming up.
Why are you using Bing?
Get better internet.
There's a bunch of guys there. Which one?
Oh, you mean Ken Vale?
Oh, is it the
guy
W?
that was...
Why are you using
Vale.
Bing? Hang on, forget about pirates. Why are you using?
Oh, he's in that show, The Watcher. It's a shit show.
Yeah. The true story behind that, that show was fucking creepy as hell.
What's that?
The Watcher, the actual true story. The show kind of exaggerates a lot.
Too.
Yeah, the guy's been in everything. And you don't fucking know him. Come on now, get with it, man.
I just said I know the guy. He's in that one thing.
Yeah.
He was also in that other thing.
Jeez.
He was the cop
was
in
stabbed
Ant-Man,
right
the one
there.
that put him in jail. He was
I've
in
only seen Ant-Man
Jumanji.
once.
All I see is their careers didn't last long. Oh, they definitely walked.
And their careers didn't last long. I didn't know that was good. Is that necessarily a myth that they had lasting careers? Really?
Well, like
No,
I
I
said,
don't think so,
their
right?
life expectancy wasn't all
Yeah.
that long back
Yeah,
then.
because-
Whenever you're a criminal.
Yeah, I mean, most of them died violently.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of them fell off into the water.
Unless they were privateers.
Well, it wasn't
Unless
by
they
a
were
plank,
privateers.
Chad, because those didn't happen.
It did happen. We'll believe it.
What's that?
In my-
Planks?
Yeah.
They had planks.
If
How
they
else
wanted
did
to get
make
rid
the
of you,
boats?
they just throw you overboard. They wouldn't bother with a plank.
They just
You've
beat
heard-
you with it.
Now, of course, you've heard the term keyholes, right?
That's a
So this is-
derogative
This,
term,
this,
but
this,
yes.
Yeah.
this is for your
Say.
horror. your horror aficionados who wanted to write horror comics. Here you go. Keyhole. Pirates who committed an infraction could be marooned on an island, whipped, or even keyholed. A vicious punishment in which a pirate was tied to a rope, then thrown overboard. Wait, it's not over. He was then dragged down one side of the ship, under the vessel, over the keel, then back up the other side. Now,
Some cowboy justice.
Oh, ship bottoms were usually covered with barnacles, which often resulted in serious injuries in these situations.
First of all, why isn't
give me a
they
plank?
weren't small barnacles
Give me
either.
a plank, huh?
They weren't small
Yeah.
barnacles either. They were huge.
How has like Eli
They
Roth?
SpongeBob barnacles. What?
What if like how has like Eli Roth or any of those other gore people movies haven't made like a gore pirate movie?
Because they probably don't know anything that much about pirates outside of the myth.
Well, now they know
Probably,
this.
right?
Because they think good horror.
I doubt Eli
gore.
Roth is watching this, but if he is, you know, it's like-
Hey, we should talk.
If he is, where's the Green Inferno Part 2? Damn it!
No. Where's the other hostels?
But I mean, if you could come up with something like that, you could. That ought to feel all sorts of torture corn type of stuff, right?
Torture corn.
Yeah, they did a lot of fucking sick shit.
They
back
had
then.
they had a pirate show on Stars. I'm sure they would have done something like that.
Oh,
right?
Black Sails.
Black Sails. Yeah.
That one was pretty good. It was just like a drama, but
I couldn't get past the first 2 episodes. It was too slow.
Yeah, I mean it got better after like what did it
50
6
episodes?
It was
Yeah.
like Game of Thrones, but except the dragons, they just had tits and ships.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing really. but
Yeah,
it's just,
like
you know,
what?
Where's the substance?
Isn't that what pirates are all about?
I need more than tits and
rum?
chips.
That's why you pirate, so you can see tits and chips.
Okay,
Come on.
You have a
Yeah,
point.
and trust me, back then there were tits to go around.
Tits for
Every
days.
every harbor had a brothel.
You get a tit. You get a tit. Yeah, that's,
And a
that's
nun.
great. And a nun.
Get your tits. Get your nuns.
Get your rum.
We got 'em.
It's all here. All here.
Fire gets you booty.
So if all you ever did was watch pirate movies, you'd think that being a pirate was easy. No rules other than to attack the rich Spanish galleons, drink rum, and swing it around in the rigging.
Yeah.
I disagree with that because I know there's a lot of swabbing the deck, and that does not look interesting to me at all. So,
It's just mopping.
can you imagine? I mean, but yeah, so you don't want to go too realistic, right? Because in all honesty, it's like days on end just out staring at the ocean. It's just nothing, right?
I think I see
You got
something.
to add a little bit of fantasy.
There's something.
You want a Kraken to attack, right?
Sounds
Did
like a
you-
horrible job.
Did you see that apparently one of the things is where sea monsters were just blue whale penises that were coming out of the water that pirates saw? That's a thing now, you know.
They don't know that. They don't know that.
They
They
weren't
don't know
there,
that.
Chad.
Well,
They
there's
don't
also
know that.
manatees that were mistaken for mermaids.
But that was
Now-
mistaken
now-
for mermaids. man.
Now you have to be really lonely, horny, or bored to look
Well,
at a
these people
manatee
were out.
and think of a beautiful woman with a fishtail.
These people were
They-
out for months at a time.
Yeah,
They
they'll
were
Too
probably-
much
masturbate
of a
to
sausage
anything.
party.
Well, not only that, but they're also drinking like rum mixed into their water, right? So because you're talking about
Well,
barrels of water for
No, a lot of them drank rum because the water was so bad.
Yeah.
right, exactly. Well, some of they would actually it was called it started with the G, not
Garbage.
gulag. Yeah,
Grog.
Grog.
Grog. Thank you.
Grog.
Yeah. And so they would take the grog. And
That's
put
my
a
orc
little bit
name.
of rum in it. You know, spice it up, whatever the case was. So yeah, I'm sure they were pretty tipsy most of the time. I
Yeah,
still
then
don't
they
think
sold
that
it
you
at
could be
Walmart. It's great.
right out the barrel, right? Just
Yeah.
straight up. But I mean, surely, okay. So that had to loan itself to hallucinations. Okay, that's another thing too. It's kind of like being in the desert, right? All you see is water. Everything is just water everywhere you go. Are you going to see like an oasis? Are you going to have those, you know, in the heat? Are you going
Probably.
to have
Yeah.
the disillusions?
There were
Except for the
I
whale
forgot what-
penis. It was real sea monsters.
I forgot what it's called. I want to. Is it a mirage? No, something
It's not a. It's
where it
not
looks
a.
like land off in the distance, but it's just the reflection of the water.
That's
how
also
it's
why that's also where the story of ships that were seen upside down, like ghost ships, is because of that. The way the water would reflect is some sciencey jargon, and then it would make the ship look upside down. Yeah, that, and it would make the ships look like they were upside down and ghosty and everything. So, yeah.
So we got some going on in the chat. Somebody asked, "Were the Vikings pirates?"
No, they were good people.
They were.
Well, they
God says no pirates were sea. Vikings were land.
Well, they were on the ocean.
Steam.
Well, Vikings had to get to places.
Well, Vikings were more like soldiers, they'd be
took-
closer to privateers than pirates.
They were invaders.
They took the train. They didn't take boats or anything.
But Carl,
They took a train.
There were female pirates too.
Yeah.
So you out in the sea, there
and
is
Bonnie Mary Hagen. I think there was a Chinese pirate captain that was a prostitute at a brothel who escaped and just became a pirate.
Yes.
Oh, she sounds awesome.
She's all right.
Thank God for the internet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the book on Captain Morgan. He sounds awesome. Prostitute pirate. Oh, no, that got something totally different.
Yeah, I think it's something like that, like Shihi or something.
Zhang Yi Sao.
In case you were wondering what happened to old Blackbeard.
She was also an Iron Fist.
Shahi.
I just said that. Yeah, sex worker and gambling house owner.
Wait, what?
And pirate leader.
Or what? Oh, never mind. Was a sex worker in Cantonese brothel when she met pirate Xing Yi in 1801. Together, they ran the Red Flag fleet, expanding it from 200 to 1,800 ships. When Xing Yi died in 1807, Qing took full control of the fleet and created her own set of laws under which her crew was bound. So this is almost 100, well, not quite, maybe 40 years after the regular Caribbean run pirates. So
this was not during Johnny Depp's reign. See, I'll have to tell you right now.
Yeah, that was
Thank you.
closer
I'm
like
glad you looked that up.
1600.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I would think like 1760s, something like that. Qing's power was so great that the Chinese government offered her amnesty just to eliminate her growing influence. After negotiating to keep all her treasure, she retired from piracy and opened her own gambling house. Qing died in 1844. So it was very lucrative for Qing, more so than a lot of the other pirates, right? She didn't end up with her head on her. So, anything you could do, I could do better. I could do anything better.
No, but she probably died from syphilis.
She did live longer than most.
A lot of them had syphilis, I will say, yeah. Blackbeard had syphilis. That's why he was so crazy in the end, because his early career, he wasn't that like vicious or violent. When he was under Benjamin Hornigold.
Yeah.
But then when he broke off, he apparently had syphilis when he went out on his own. And after that, that's when he started getting crazy and
angry,
really violent.
How about all that, hanging the bodies on display?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, you got to set an example,
Yeah. I want to tie a body to my boat and float around and looking threatening. That'd be awesome. See, we can't do fun stuff like that anymore.
Oh, you can. Anymore, it's frowned upon.
It's you get a finger wag.
Yeah, what was frowned upon back then?
You can't have no in your heart, though.
Oh.
So I mean, so pirates, in essence, we're coming. We're in an hour and 20 minutes, but so in essence, I mean, we could really dig into this culture and really find a lot of things to gold mine. We could find a lot of things to kind of mine that can loan itself to our imaginations, right? I mean, in all honesty, okay, so they wanted to do Pirates of the Caribbean, and they wanted to have, an all-female cast, or whatever the case is. Would that have been far-fetched, really?
No. I think it would be. I think it could be accurate. I mean, there's probably
Yeah,
thousands
Gina
of
Davis.
actors.
That wasn't enough.
Well, I just mean like it could be possible that there was a pirate crew that was all female at one point. They're just not known.
I wouldn't make them all. I wouldn't think they would be all female. I wouldn't make them all female, right?
That's
Why?
too woke. That's too woke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If-
That's right.
well,
we
wait a
can't.
second.
Gosh.
If you're doing a comic book today that you want to sell a lot of copies of, you make that book.
You do
And
big
they're all
booby.
topless.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Justin Gray will tell you how to do it.
I'm sure a lot of the actual female pirates spend a lot of times topless. I'm just guessing.
I would hope that. I would hope they did.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe not. Maybe not. There was a lot of syphilis going around, so
Not in their boobs.
Not in their boobs, but I mean, you don't want to be enticed. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
One thing
that's
leads
how
to
they
another.
lured all the other
Forget about
pirate
the
ships
syphilis.
over to them.
Yeah, right.
You
That's
can
how
look all you
mermaids
want.
are
Just
treated.
don't drop anchor.
Now, was it Anne Bonny that she was also no? Yeah, here we go. The most famous examples were Anne Bonny and Mary Read, who
Mary
sailed
Read.
with Calico Jack Rackman in 1719. Now, Bonny and Read dressed as men and reportedly fought as well or better than their male counterparts. When Rackham and his crew were captured, Bonny and Read announced that they were both pregnant and thus avoided being hanged. along with
That's
the
how
others.
you do that.
That is in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I didn't know that.
And
that was
Anne
actually
Bonny
a thing.
shook her fist at
No.
Calico Jack while he was hanging and said, "If you had fought like a fucking man, you wouldn't be up
Don't
there
kill
dying."
me! I'm pregnant. What? You're a woman?
You're a woman? Wait.
You had
No,
fought
it's some
like
kind
a
of-
Well,
man.
I'm sure the crew knew they were women.
What?
Come on, because you don't spend that much time around someone and notice. You know,
What's with all these bloody rags all the time? Why do I have to wash these all the time?
Why does it smell like fish sometimes?
Somebody's getting a little keyhole too much around here.
I thought all we had to eat was fish. Where's this raw cow meat at? Sorry.
Oh, God.
Gross.
So,
Who's a
so were
butcher?
pirates desperate men who could not find honest work? Not always. Many pirates chose the life, and whenever a pirate stopped a merchant ship, it was not uncommon for a handful of merchant crewmen to join the pirates. This was because honest work at sea consisted of either merchant or military service.
Hey, kid, want to
Now-
pillage and plunder?
Well,
Sure do.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I mean, well, think about it. It depends on who you were going for. If you were going for a buccaneer, no, you wouldn't want that necessarily, right? I mean, you end up with the short drop and a sudden stop. But if you were going with a privateer, for instance, our good buddy Captain Morgan, he only ended up with 1% of his loot because he shared all the rest of his loot with his crew members. So, in the end, we're talking about somebody who was an honest pirate.
Isn't that socialism, though?
I bet he
Despite-
felt dumb though. Didn't he?
Golly
He's like,
damn it,
if
Chad,
it's
really?
if it's willfully distributed, it's not socialism. If,
Oh, okay.
if the government's putting a gun to your head and said, you know, give me your money, then yeah, that's socialism.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Political ran over.
I bet he felt dumb in the end though. He's like, "What? All I have is this one gold doubloon." Fuck me.
Well, yeah,
So
but how
look
many
at
of the crew members didn't want to kill him?
So, but looking at this, we're talking, some of them were from higher social classes as well. So that whole, our flag means death.
Mhm.
Yeah, it has some credence behind it, right?
Hey, he was a real guy.
Was he really a real guy? Oh my
Stead
gosh.
Bonnet was a real guy. He sailed with Blackbeard.
I don't know what his name is. I lasted like 4 episodes in that show. And Taiki Waikiki, whatever his name is, came in and I quit.
Wasn't
he was a
historically
plantain-
accurate enough for me, so I stopped.
It was too accurate for you?
There was
Yes,
no
that
New
was-
Zealand pirates at the time.
Oh, that's what stopped you. Okay, I gotcha.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
because-
joking.
I thought it was
New Zealand
everything
a
else.
country?
That's
I was making fun of C up there.
no.
Of course he is, asshole. Anyway,
If Tom Holland was in it, it would have been better.
or Bobby.
So he doesn't like Taika Waititi, but he's in love with Tom Holland. How does that?
Oh,
He
Tom
does
Holland.
not like Tom Holland at all.
I do
That's
not
why I
like
was
Tom
Oh.
No, but he likes Bobby
Gotcha.
Cavall, if that's or Cavalaw or whatever.
Cavanagh.
Oh, Cavanagh, Robin Cavanagh.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, if you ever go watch Mr. Robot, his performance in Mr. Robot right there solidifies him as a fantastic actor.
Robot.
Regardless, he should
Who
be
are
a
you,
pirate.
Isaac Asimov?
If you
Not
watch
iRobot.
Ant-Man,
Not
iRobot, Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot. Yeah, but you said robot the way that Isaac Asimov
robot.
used to instead of robot.
Yeah.
Speak like a normal person.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you this much here to let you in on that. And iRobot, the doctor's name was Lanning. So take whatever the fuck you want out of that.
So there's a famous children's show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You don't see me bragging about it.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should, Mitch.
I fucking hate sweaters, damn it.
All I've got is a Final Fantasy character named after me. So.
I do have to agree with Carl on this one, though. I can't imagine that most of the female pirates were that enticing.
Yeah, I bet they were probably as butchy as some of the men, right?
Hey, of course.
When that's the only woman around and you really want some action.
Hey,
I like what Donna says.
I mean, what would be wrong with
talking about
butch
guys
women,
who got
though?
amorous about manatees?
It's true. I mean, she'll call you daddy. Arg.
It'll be fun, she said.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
and then these assholes showed up.
Yeah, he asked us assholes to be a part of it. That's
right.
his biggest mistake.
He messages us, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Bro."
And then you got JD over here. No one wants to talk about pirates over here.
Oh, speaking of which, JD, first in, last out, or last in, first out. Go ahead. Tell us where we can find you, sir.
You can find me on. Really? Is this shit necessary?
That's it. Yeah. Spotlight, bud.
You find me on Facebook, Instagram, DeviantArt, Twitter, all under JD Calderon. You can see my show, Indie Comics Explained, Sunday nights at 7:30. I will be back there with the regular cast and crew this weekend, launching the Oswald Chronicles on the Wings of Deidre this weekend on the 23rd, on the 22nd, actually. So there you go. And get me off this fucking thing.
Yeah. Welcome to my show. Anyway, Chad, I hate to ask you where we can find you. So where would people look you up at?
You can find me on colossaleclairs.com.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Only yams as well. Brazers. No, you can find me right here on the Indie Comics Network After Dark with Shots with Comics at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays, where we get drunk, we have shenanigans, and we try not to get banned from the internet. You can also check out my stuff on @CasualNerdChat on Twitter and Shots with Comics Twitter account too, where you can stay tuned with all of my upcoming stuff and things.
All right, awesome.
Hey, everybody. I'm Rodney Fike. You can find me on Rodney Fike Art on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also, right here on Indie Comics Network, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. for Thursday Night Throwdown, Saturday mornings, Sketchy Saturdays at 10 a.m., and Mondays now at 3 p.m. for Fike It, Let's Draw. And go to Hazm.com, that's HAZZUM.com, and check out all of our books, such as Peanut Pudding and Jelly, Roadkill Rampage, Unchained, Pitter Patter, and Doghouse. Yeah.
I'm Jared Lockhart. You can find me on such hits as Facebook, Instagram. I too have a DeviantArt page I haven't looked at in 1,000 years, but I have one. 2023 is going to be an exciting year, I think, and I got some stuff I'm working on. So, yeah, you can find me here Tuesdays. And next Tuesday, I think we're talking about gangsters. So be gangsta and watch us.
Hi. Oh, okay. I was waiting for an intro. Hi, I'm Nick Rogers. You can find me here at Linktree/Celtic Cross Studios. You can find everything: socials, website, online store. Look out for the big relaunch of the Boger, which is probably going to start the campaign into February. I know I originally said into January, but life is an asshole, and I had to push it back a month. So,
yeah. All right, awesome. Of course, I'm C Michael Lanning. You can catch me again on Sketchy Saturday, where I think we might be talking about space and Sketchy Saturday. We'll see how that conversation goes. And of course, back here again next week, as somebody prematurely said, we will be talking about gangsters, which are probably the better dressed, better manicured pirate. So let's see.
How do we know they had good manicures?
Because we actually, I've seen Goodfellas, that's why. Anyway.
Okay. Good point.
So anyway, join us next week as we talk about gangsters and what that could mean to you creating comics. All right. See you next week. Bye.
What was that about hats again? Oh, people aren't wearing enough. Enough for what purpose?
Can I just ask, with reference to your second point, when you say souls don't develop because people become distracted, has anyone noticed that building there before? What? Oh, Lord.
We interrupt this film to apologize for this unwarranted attack by the supporting feature. Luckily, we have been prepared for this eventuality and are now taking steps to remedy it. Thank you.